I'm in San Francisco for REITwise 2011, NAREIT's Law, Accounting, and Finance Conference. Joining me is Jeremy Banoff, Senior Managing Director with FPL Associates. So Jeremy, now that the commercial real estate market seems to be in a pretty stable recovery, are you starting to see companies add jobs, and in what positions are they being added?
We are definitely seeing a recovery of sorts, especially when it comes to hiring. Our sister company, Ferguson Partners, which specializes in recruiting in the real estate industry, they actually did a poll at the end of 2010, of which 60% of public REITs have responded, so that they were going to increase their hiring expectations for 2011. So that's obviously a good thing, and I can tell you just directly from talking to the recruiters, they're as busy as ever right now. That being said, the types of functions that are being added are really transactional-based, given kind of a de-thawing of the marketplace. We're seeing activity pick up again, which is a nice thing. Acquisitions, transactions, we are seeing some leasing, property management, seeing quite a bit of capital raising, as well as debt and due diligence, mortgage underwriting as well.
And anytime hiring begins to pick up, there becomes a concern about retaining a company's own key personnel. What are some of the things that you're seeing REITs do in order to make sure they keep their best people?
Well, you know, there's two really approaches to that. The easy, tangible solution, of course, is compensation. But not everyone has an unlimited checkbook, so you can't always rely upon that. But that being said, you know, keep in mind, any equity award grants that were made really in 2009 and 2010, because of the REIT market and how it's performed, I mean, consecutive years at 28%, doubling the S&P 500, you know, those awards have turned out to be worth quite a bit, and then there's vesting associated with those awards. So it's not that, you know, these people that receive them can automatically just leave. So you've got some retention built in just through kind of normal due diligence of the types of ongoing compensation that takes place. Separate and distinct from that is the non-tangible types of mechanisms. And you're seeing people really visit the employee engagement overall of employees. You're seeing internal development of employees as well, taking a renewed focus on that, as well as some workforce type of flexibility, whether it's the hours that are worked during the week or location-wise.
Now, if we could, let's talk a little bit about succession. What are some of the things that companies are doing to first identify and then to motivate the future leaders from within their own organization?
You're finding either, you know, number one, a formal policy being created that the CEO has responsibility for, and his or her bonus actually might be tied to the succession plan and the steps. Boards are forming committees to address with this. But the first question that a REIT has to ask themselves, or any company for that matter, is do we have the right leadership in place today if something were to happen? And if not, you know, do we need to go external to the market and bring in that leadership?
Mm-hmm. And lastly, the last time we talked was when the 2010 NAREIT compensation survey launched. Now, you and FPL have been working on this survey for 15 years, and I understand the 2011 survey is just getting ready to launch. Can you tell me a little bit about, you know, what the timing for that is and if there's any new changes planned this year?
Yeah, well, perfect question, because it's about to launch next week. As most people know, 80% of the marketplace typically participates. We've had record years of participation consecutively now for 3 years, and we hope to build on the momentum. Now, one thing that we do every year there is we revert back to board of director compensation and employment contracts, which we didn't touch last year. We touched benefits. But we have a lot of exciting new questions, mainly because of NAREIT's members and the feedback that we've received in terms of drilling down at base salary changes. We're going a bit further, long-term incentive eligibility, stock ownership policies, and a lot of hiring and staffing related questions that's going to tie into compensation too.
And when can people expect to see the end results of the survey?
Typically, we issue the report right around the July 4th holiday.
Great. Jeremy, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
For more on this and other REIT news and analysis, be sure to visit REIT.com.